On To Be the Man, Ric Flair's podcast with son-in-law Conrad Thompson. It was Ask Nate Anything, and they got to talking about the probable matches for a Stone Cold Steve Austin return to the WWE. As we've heard, Stone Cold has been approached to have another match at WrestleMania, and he's already expressed, I covered this before too, and nobody really picked up on it at the time. He was on some kind of beer podcast promoting his Broken Skull IPA or whatever, and he was asked about the WrestleMania appearance, and he said, yeah, I'd be open to another appearance because it was easy for him. He didn't take any bumps. He got paid a shit ton of money. He was the main event, and he went over, and he's fucking, and he barely, he had to put in some work, but he didn't have to actually like put himself in physical jeopardy. He could do that shit all day long, right? So it was asked, they were just speculating. Conrad and Nate were speculating who could be good opponents for Stone Cold Steve Austin return, and the name of CM Punk inevitably came up. Of course, we all remember the and if you don't, you should seek it out. There was a WWE. I don't know if it was 2K at the time or if it was still with the previous whatever the fuck, but there was a WWE video game at the time coming out that had CM Punk on the cover, and CM Punk was the man at the time in WWE. I think he was the champion, actually. It was in his long run. The longest run until Roman Reigns eventually beat it there. But Punk was the man at the time, and they had a sit down with Jim Ross, CM Punk, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it was like a hypothetical. What if these two could clash? So this is what Conrad brought up to Nate, and Nate didn't really hold back, as he never does. Never known Nate to be shy with words, have we? Check out this clip.
I mean, his body is still great. He looks good, but he'll want to be, knowing his ego and knowing who he is, he'll want to be Stone Cold. You know what I mean? And if he wrestled CM Punk, he needed to beat him in 30 seconds.
Oh.
So that's not the answer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Stone Cold Steve Austin, CM Punk. Come on. Give me a break. Can't even mention their name in the same breath. Please. But, I mean, come on. I don't mean this bad, but CM Punk just can't, act like he acts in one company and go to the other and act like that and come over and expect to be in a main event. If he was in a main event at WrestleMania, you'd have a riot in the locker room. Think about it. He didn't leave on good terms. He's not leaving the other place on good terms. And they're rolling with Steve. I mean, it's not about his ability. I'm just talking about that. I can't fathom it. The WWE even entertaining bringing a guy in that would be putting him ahead of Styles, Orton. I mean, you could have Steve wrestle either one of those guys. If Steve can work, if his neck's okay, Steve is a working fool.
Oh, for sure.
He could wrestle Randy. I mean, you'd have guys jumping off the roof that brought Punk in there. Threw him in the main event of WrestleMania.
I'm going to actually say Nate is right here. At first, because Nate kind of just dismissed it outright. He's like, Punk, whatever, as you heard in the clip there. But then, later on in the show, as, I played the whole thing in the clip, all segments of this. But, it was a little bit later that he had said, okay, I don't mean that Punk can't hang with Austin or doesn't deserve that spot. Based on, his abilities and skills and whatever. It's just more like, look at how he left WWE. Look at how was going on in AEW right now. And why would you want that guy in your locker room or to give him a big high profile spot like that would piss a lot of people off, right? And actually, Nate is not wrong here. Like I said, I was a little bit like pissy with Nate at first. Like, of course, Punk but can hang in the ring. That's a big marquee star match. It's not like Punk is so far below Austin's level that it's like a ridiculous match, right? It would be a huge match, but he's right that Punk just doesn't deserve that spot based on the way he left compared to guys that have earned that spot in the locker room right now. He just, the way he left WWE, the way he left AEW, and we don't even know what's going on with that quite yet at this point, but you would piss off so many people if you were to bring in CM Punk to take that kind of high profile spot at a WrestleMania card over other people on the roster that deserve it. You're fucking nuts. And this is coming from, if you're a longtime listener of the show, I am a giant, or was, I don't know, it's all foggy right now. CM Punk mark, right? I was an unabashed lover of CM Punk. I was at the first dance. I just loved me some CM Punk. He was my hero. And now all this bullshit, I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? Like, too far, too much. You know what I mean? And I don't think you reward that by giving that a high profile spot with Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Nate is 100% right here. I agree with him fully. As to, and you know what? I don't know that we'll ever even see. There's so many rumors out there that CM Punk is, going to be going back to WWE, or that Triple H is interested in WWE. And now the rumors are coming out that the WWE locker room saying, no, we don't want him here. All of these are just rumor, speculation, and bullshit. Punk's still signed to AEW, and the terms of his contract have not been worked out. So all of this is just speculation and nonsense anyway, but he's not going to go to WWE. Sam Roberts had the best approach to this. If they were to bring him in, don't sign him to any big contract. Sign him for like a couple matches, like a three match deal, like a Goldberg deal or something. Sign him to 3 matches, a couple appearances before the matches. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? See how that goes for you. And don't give him a high profile spot with like a Stone Cold. As much as I would love to see it, look, that's a fucking dream match. I'm not, as a wrestling fan, fucking take my money. Sorry, off camera. Take my money. But you are going to alienate your entire fucking locker room if you do that. And you have to. It's the same with bringing CM Punk back to AEW. Everybody's just like, he's the biggest star though, and drew the biggest pay-per-views and makes the most money. You fuck the rest of the locker room. You're in business, not in friends. Yes, but you don't want to piss off the whole rest of your locker room because of one guy. No matter how big of a star that one guy is, the whole rest of your locker room has to support that one guy. And if they don't want to be there, or they don't like him, they're going to go elsewhere, and you're going to have a hard time. Morale is going to be low. It's going to be a shitty place to work. Nobody's going to want to be there. You guys are fucking morons if you think it's a good idea to alienate your entire locker room for one guy, even if he's going to make you a few extra million per year. It's not worth it, because in the long run, it's going to kill your company. It's poison. It's locker room poison. It's the NWO in the WWE. I'm going to poison it. Inject it with a lethal dose. Wouldn't it be dope if I turned around right now and I had NWO on the back of my chair? Oh, anyway. So who should face Stone Cold then? Well, look, Kevin Owens got the rub last year. I don't know if you go as like generic and low as like an Austin Theory, but it wouldn't hurt to give some other guys a rub. What about a Seth Rollins? I bet you Seth freaking Rollins and Stone Cold. Stone Cold's been on record saying, I don't know what Seth freaking Rollins is. What's a Seth freaking Rollins? I don't get it. Rollins could bring that up. You know what I mean? He could bring that into play. I'm just spitballing. Any of us could come up with. And then there's other like Cena, I pitched that. I think that would be amazing. We already gave the rub to a younger guy. Not that Owens is young, but he's actually, he's an active roster member, right? So, but why not do generation versus generation, era versus era, right? The PG era, or the fucking ruthless aggression era, even John Cena versus the Attitude Era Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was fucking that's where my money's at on this. But what do you think? I've ranted on this enough. What are your thoughts on CM Punk coming to the WWE? Who should face Stone Cold Steve Austin? And anything else I talked about, leave them in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. I know I have podcast listeners too, and you don't have that ability on a podcast, which is stupid. You should be able to comment on podcasts. That would be dope. Why not? But for those of you watching on YouTube, leave your thoughts down in the comments below and let's have a conversation about it. Oh, yeah. Thanks for checking out the video. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah. And you can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Oh, yeah. Dig it.